recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list.
Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today with a super crowded house. We have 4 chairs in the room, and we have 4 chairs filled. First up, I'm here with Carmela Smith. Hello, Carmela.
Hello, everyone.
You know what I just realized, Carmela?
What's that?
There are 5 chairs in the room. I was already wrong.
Yeah. But you know what? 4's a good number for us because, you know, foreplay.
Oh.
You know, that one show that we do.
Which Carmela is hosting and is totally great at. Loving foreplay right now. We have in-house Justin and Emily Wentz, the generals. Justin and Emily Wentz. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
I know, sorry. We're still getting used to this, the flow of it. I apologize.
There's nothing to apologize for. We're awkward, too.
Let's all be awkward.
As I said, welcome to my life.
And on the computer, we have Mr. Joe Magee. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Jonathan. How's it going?
Man, it's good to see you. You're a beautiful man, and you're making my day better.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's
Actually,
one of the best compliments I've gotten all week.
You are looking mighty trim to be straight with you. I mean, you look good, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've down about 40 pounds since probably the last time you saw me last.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
So let's get to know everybody a little bit better. We'll actually start with you, Joe. Tell everybody or remind everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
So I am originally from Western New York, but I live in Orange County, California. I manage a quality engineering and regulatory compliance team in a consumer electronics company. I've never been to Disney World or Disneyland, despite having lived in both Florida and California, close to both. And I am looking to do better on this after my last disappointing shot at foreplay. And I won't go into that. So
because you haven't been to Disney, you did poorly at foreplay.
Yes. These things are
absolutely.
directly related. That's the connection,
you know
Jonathan.
Clearly. That's why I'm good at floor. I'm good at floor play, y'all.
Both.
Oh man,
it's a weird cosplay thing.
Yeah. Now, Joe buries the lead a little bit there because he's like, "Yeah, I've never been to Disneyland. I've never been to Disney World. Yeah, but you take trips to Japan all the time.
China, but yeah,
China. I was wrong. Those aren't the same.
Can't wait for geography against Jonathan.
As of right now, I think I'd rather have Disneyland.
All right, well, very cool. We're glad to have you here, man. Emily, where you're from? What you doing? Something fun about yourself?
Oh, gosh. Was born in Georgia. Lived in Orange County, Irvine. Thank you. El Paso, Texas, Chicago, and Fernandina Beach. That's basically where I'm from now because I've been there over 20 years. That's the longest I've spent anywhere in my life.
Wow.
And I host trivia for a living.
Yes.
And I save cats.
And bunnies.
And bunnies. When I'm not hosting trivia because there's a lot of stray cats on Amelia Island. And can't take them all home, but got 9 of them.
But we try.
9? Wow.
Don't tell. I think it might be some kind of public health law or something that says
They're
you can't
fine.
have that many. But
they're inside. They're
Are
fixed.
you guys the kinds of people that name your house?
no, actually
If
not.
you ever do, I would suggest the menagerie.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Isn't that nice?
We name cars. How have we never named houses?
Well, we call it the cat house.
Well, that's true. That is our Wi-Fi login. So.
Yeah, so I guess it kind of has a name.
All right, Justin, your turn. Tell us where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I'm originally from St. Joseph, Missouri, just north of Kansas City a little bit. I spent 7 years in Des Moines, Iowa, and I moved down here to Fernandina Beach, which is, well, here. We're 30 minutes south of home in 2005. So I've been here 15 years now, so it's home basically. We own a small trivia business. We host trivia and have a few hosts that work for us up in the Fernandina area. And like it seems like half of the Trivia Warfare Army, we're all in the trivia business in some way, shape, or form. But interesting about me, I guess. Being born and raised in Kansas City, I'm a very, very, very happy Kansas City Chiefs fan right now.
Good for you.
I waited my entire life to see that. So I got a Royals World Series and a Chiefs Super Bowl all within 5 years. So I'm a happy sports fan right now.
And what's the name of your trivia company?
Trivia 30, as in the time.
Very cool, Trivia 30. Are you guys going to come down here and expand to Jacksonville at all? Because frankly, the trivia around here sucks.
And start pushing out Trivia Nation.
That is our
I don't mean to be shady to Trivia Nation. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
And to be fair, I have played some good Trivia Nation games, and there are some good Trivia Nation hosts out there.
Shout out to Mark.
And to Trish, who did it for a while for them. But I have found that I'm not able to find a good game in the last year or so. And I've tried a bunch.
Yes, we I guess we come from a background of we played for years and years and kind of saw what we liked and what we didn't like and tried to, when we kind of broke out on our own, to incorporate all those things, either eliminate things we didn't like or bring in the things we did like. And we try to do a really good job and we sometimes get complaints because our questions are maybe harder than other places. But
that's just right for me.
We kind of write for the trivia player that really enjoys playing trivia versus just kind of your casual folks that might show up at a bar and it
happens to be trivia night. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's great to get to know you guys a little bit better. And now it's time to get started. It's time for Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
Now I'm
sometimes Jonathan.
Right? This is a Sometimes Jonathan Day, and I got to tell you, your category of question was selected for you by the last crew.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
I gave the last crew a choice. I said, you can either have a Warm It Up Chris on sports or music. They chose music, so you get sports.
Oh, son of a...
I'm out.
Okay. Hey, you might do better than you think. You never know.
Sports.
All right, so this question comes to us from my buddy Lee Silverstein. And Lee...
Oh, I know Lee.
Yeah, Lee is the host of the Colon Cancer Podcast and the We Have Cancer Podcast.
He's a super nice man.
It is a show full of information, inspiration, and hope for all those affected by cancer. I love Lee. He's great. So Lee has provided a list of sports teams that have moved from their original cities. I'm going to give you the team. I want you to tell me where they started. Now, there are going to be some that have moved multiple times, and I will give you some credit if you're able to name one of the places that they've been, but I am trying to get you to give me where they started. Make sense?
Very nice, yes.
Okay, well, let's see what we got.
You and Emily?
It's just a warm-up. It doesn't count for nothing, so it's fine.
All right, here we go. We will start with Justin.
Oh, boy.
Justin, you get the L.A. Lakers.
The LA Lakers. I believe they started as the Minnesota Lakers, or I would say the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Let's call that. Does that count?
I'll give you credit.
Okay, Minnesota Lakers.
Minneapolis, Minnesota is a correct answer.
That's what I actually knew.
And I'm out.
Emily, you get the Utah Jazz.
You know this one, Emily. Come on.
Oh, she's looking at him like he's cray-cray.
Utah Jazz. Oh, New Orleans. Let's go with
New Orleans is correct.
Jazz definitely didn't come from Utah.
No.
That Mormon jazz. Just Panic at the Disco. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, you get the Memphis Grizzlies.
Memphis Grizzlies. Where did they come from? Vancouver Grizzlies?
Vancouver is correct. Vancouver, British Columbia. Carmela, to round out our basketball teams. The Oklahoma City Thunder.
Those guys obviously came from Thunder Bay.
They did. It's funny how the Thunder came from a place that rained a lot.
Was it Washington?
It is Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
They were the Seattle Supersonics. I'm moving to baseball. Justin, you get the Minnesota Twins.
This one always gets me. The Minnesota Twins.
They didn't start in Minnesota?
They did not.
They must have changed their actual name.
Something to do with the Washington Senators, but the Rangers have something to do with the Washington Senators. But I think, hopefully, They both began there, so I'm going to say the Washington Senators or Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Senators is correct.
Okay. Well, so I'm like, Twins is an obvious name for Minnesota, so they must have changed their name.
Emily,
Uh-oh.
funnily enough, you get the Texas Rangers.
I hope you were listening.
Just now?
Apparently not.
Minnesota?
I'm with you. It's, I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Justin, you want to help her?
I just said that I think the Rangers and the Twins came from the Washington Senators franchise in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it's the Washington Senators again.
It is also the Washington Senators. Both the Twins and the Rangers
And now
started
they
as
have
the
another
Washington
baseball
Senators.
team. They have the Nationals.
That's right. Two different teams with the same original place and team.
So confusing.
Joe, you get the Atlanta Braves.
Atlanta Braves. They started as the Milwaukee Braves, I believe.
That's close. That was their second place.
But you said you'd give credit.
I do give credit. Can you get further back?
Ooh, the Fargo Braves.
No, they actually
I think
played.
it's Jonathan's favorite city,
yeah, they
right?
played near those damn Bean Eaters. They started in Boston, the Boston Braves. So Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta. Carmela, you're going to end the baseball with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, that was they were the New York Dodgers.
I need you to be more specific.
Brooklyn Dodgers.
Brooklyn Dodgers, thank you. It's the New York Giants.
Yeah. Well, you know what I meant.
I did, and I knew you knew
Close.
Yeah,
All right.
I did know more. That's fair.
more. Let's go to football. Justin, you get the Arizona Cardinals.
Please give me one that I actually know for the football one.
I'll name a team you know.
I think they have a really crazy history. I know they came through St. Louis, but I think they started in like the Chicago area as the something to do, not the Racine. I feel like it's like the Morgan Athletic Club or something of Chicago, somewhere in that region, something to that effect. So I'll say Chicago is my big answer if you need me to be more specific.
You got real specific, bro. Correct answer is Chicago. Okay. Dude, high five. They started in Chicago as it was either the Morgan or Morgantown Athletic Club.
Something to that effect.
And then moved to St. Louis and then moved to Arizona. Emily,
Oh, no.
you get the Indianapolis Colts. This was the dreaded moved in the middle of the night story.
You know this one too.
Don't tell me
pumping
what
her
I
up.
know. Oh, my God.
I'm using
I remember
ESPN to send it to your brain.
Using ESPN. That's the sports telepathy.
Exactly.
that. My receiver is down.
Oh, well.
No. I don't
No?
know.
Anybody know?
Baltimore?
Baltimore Colts is correct.
Yes.
Good job. All right, Joe, follow that up. Give me the Tennessee Titans. Where'd they come from?
Titans were the Houston Oilers, right?
They were the Houston Oilers. And Carmela,
Yes.
the Baltimore Ravens.
No.
Yes, you do. I bet you do. They didn't have the name Ravens.
Okay, that doesn't help.
Bill Belichick was the coach right before they moved.
So it was a Boston team?
No, it's the Cleveland Browns.
Oh.
They were the Cleveland Browns until the mid-'90s, and then Art Modell picked them up and moved them to Baltimore.
And then there was a new Cleveland Browns?
They added a brand new franchise that does not hold the old records of
I
the
did not
Baltimore
know
team.
that.
Somehow that seems like
Two different
little
teams
bit, doesn't
came
it?
from two different senators.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Exactly.
that just seems like, you know what? We're just gonna sweep this under the rug.
You know what? I might have actually said it backwards. It might be that the Cleveland retained the old history.
I believe that's
and
the only
Baltimore
reason.
started as fresh, but had all the players.
I think they
Okay,
allowed
I was
them to
about to
move it
say, yeah.
only based on the fact
Yeah.
that they would allow the history to stay with the upcoming Browns franchise. I think was the
history.
stipulation.
Again, still seems like that's, a little BS.
It's yeah.
Let me tell you something. The Cleveland fans thought the whole thing was BS.
yeah, I'm sure they
Amen.
did. Yeah.
So now I got four more here.
Cleveland's
but
real
these are
persnickety about their sports.
these are harder ones. So
Oh, good.
I will encourage you guys to work together on these. We're going to start with the Oakland A's.
Ooh, I like that one. I know that one.
Say it.
They spent time in Kansas City, but before that, they started in Philadelphia, I believe.
Philadelphia Athletics is correct. How about the Kansas City Chiefs? Where'd
All
they
right,
start?
Justin.
I'll let Joe go with that one because I'm a ringer on that one. So it sounds like you had a thought.
I actually have no idea on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they started in Kansas, though.
Oh.
Insert your own joke
Gotta
there.
drive over a bridge.
Well, Justin, where did they start?
They were the Dallas Texans, I guess was their original name.
Yeah, they were from Dallas.
Yes.
2 more. Houston Rockets. Where'd they start?
Houston Rockets.
Oh,
Denver?
I believe.
No.
I think it's San Diego, isn't it?
It is San Diego. And last but not
Is
least,
there a Denver Rockets team?
Nuggets.
Nuggets. Okay.
Last but not least, the
Nuggets.
Golden State Warriors.
Ooh.
Oh.
Where did they start?
Let me call Steph Curry, see if he knows.
You don't.
I think they were just the San Francisco Warriors before.
No.
Dang it.
They started.
hold on a second.
Yeah, go with it.
I mean, he's in
60s,
California.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Warriors?
Philadelphia is
Good
correct.
job. Good job.
Nice
Holy
pull,
moly.
Joe. Well done. That is your warm it up, Chris question
It's
of the
warm, all
episode. Good job. All right, now today's game. It is going to be Carmela and Joe versus Justin and Emily, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
All right, I am hosting for the second time in a month or so here,
I know, it's weird.
and it felt good.
I'm glad it did.
I do still enjoy writing.
It means you're going to get
questions.
better at question writing the more you do it.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I feel like that was a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. She could have just said
Kinda
practice
feels
makes
weird.
perfect, but
It kind of feels weird taping when you give the intro and then I don't hear the intro. Like my mind is so like the game, and then like go into the intro and now I don't hear it. It's really.
I've got Ben's voice in my head right now. Exactly.
Let me tell you something. So this week's new episode coming out is the Black History Month episode. Listen to the Warm It Up Chris song. That's all I got to say. You're going to
Super
be
excited.
You're going to be blown away. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right, here we go. Round 1, question 1. Your category is Toys R Me.
Thanks, me.
Woohoo. What game was released initially in 1964 with 2 playable characters named the Red Rocket and the Blue Bomber? The UK version, released in 1970, changed the character names to the Basher Bonker and the Biffer Bonker. Because those crazy UK people, am I right?
Crazy Brits. All right. Now this is the part of the game where we just
figure it
chat
out,
it up. Okay.
and you write it down and circle it to look
Okay.
it in.
I think we have a similar answer on our slips here. Okay. Good with that?
That's what I have,
okay,
yes.
so we will write that
Okay,
down.
so we're locked in, I suppose.
We are circled and locked in.
All right.
Joe, what do you think about Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
That's what I had written down. Red Rocket, Blue Bomber. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I actually have. We got them at a Christmas party a couple years ago. These little dollar store ones where they're actual rings, so you slide them on your finger and then you use your thumb to make them punch, and it's so cool. But yeah, we're going with
I
Rock'em
must
Sock'em
find
Robots. I still have mine. It's in my desk at work, and I'll
cool.
I'll bring it over to the other person who has the other one. I'll just like do it in their face.
Punch in the back of your ear.
Ow, stop it. Glad she didn't bring those with her today.
Emily, Justin?
We also went with Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yes,
a
we
little
did.
bar we used to hang out, or we hang out still currently. Used to have a set of these in the bar, and it was just a terrible idea because it just drunk people playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots is not a good idea.
Do they end up moving on to their own fisticuffs?
Exactly. It usually leads to arm wrestling,
Yes.
followed by let's just
I'll
punch each
show
other in the
you,
face.
Biffer Bonker.
I definitely prefer the English names though; they're
Oh, I
way
love
more
that.
fun.
That's some wild stuff. It is Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Good job. All right. Round 1, question 2. Your category is international music. What Colombian singer and dancer is the most streamed Latin artist on Spotify and was named top female Latin artist of the decade by Billboard in 2009?
Just to clarify, you said Colombian. Is that correct?
Colombian singer and dancer.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay then.
Go with that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that works for me.
Okay, we are locked in.
All
All
right.
right.
Joe, I have an idea, but what do you got?
The only guess, Colombian singer, female, most streamed, Shakira was the obvious answer that came to mind.
Yeah, that's what I got.
plus
She
this
is
people
Colombian.
dying.
She's definitely popular. So I think that's going to be our best bet.
I agree.
All right. We're going to say Shakira.
Joe and Emily?
We
Justin and Emily.
He answers to anything.
It'll
that starts with
happen
J.
again.
Justin, Jason, Jeremy, I get it all. So,
Yes, he does.
we also locked in with Shakira, given the recent Super Bowl halftime show and its popularity with certain people and unpopularity with others. So, we had a couple other ideas, but we thought she was the only one Colombian on our list.
Colombian.
Yes.
Miss Isabel Mubarak Ripoll, better known by her first name mononym, Shakira, is correct. Shakira
No
Isabel
fighting.
Her hips do not
Mubarak
lie.
Ripoll is her full name.
Wow, that's a name.
I did not know
is.
that.
I did not either.
I do know she's a very tiny lady.
I can see why she went with Shakira.
All right. Round 1, question 3. Your category is pitchmen.
Boy.
What sports star and current Campbell's Chunky Soup pitchman almost certainly heard his mother yell, "Rain Dakota!" when she was frustrated with him? Rain Dakota is spelled Rayne Dakota.
God, I hope you know this.
I'm sure God knows it.
Boo.
Didn't take you for the praying type, though.
Yes. Okay, we are indeed locked in.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't watch commercials. So I barely watch TV.
I believe the current Campbell's pitchman that's an NFL star is Dak Prescott. And that would do the Dakota thing, I think. Dakota, Dak Prescott. But I'm not sure what the tie-in is there. But I'm not getting anything better than Dak Prescott.
All right, so Prescott it is.
Dang you, Joe. We also did lock in with Dak Prescott. I thought I remembered him appearing with his mom in commercials, but I wouldn't have got it without Rain Dakota. So I appreciate the spelling on that. That helped me get there.
Your correct answer's full name is Rain Dakota Prescott.
Woo, thank you, Joe.
Yes.
Better known as Dak.
I wonder why.
Mississippi State alumni. Go Dogs. Need more cowbell. All right, at the end of the first round, score is 30-30.
Yay!
Can't do much better than that. All right.
Round 2, question 1. The category is, technically, don't all pants travel?
Took a moment for that one to just sink
I like
in.
that.
Better known for her work in the CW series Gossip Girl, what beauty got her first breakthrough as Bridget, one of the 4 leads in the 2005 movie The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Joe, I know this one.
Lock it in.
All right, I'm locked in.
That means you guys
Okay.
can talk
That
out
means
loud.
we can talk out loud. Okay.
Yeah, you have a full conversation into the mic.
Okay.
Weren't we talking about this last night?
Well,
We were
no.
watching that TV show and we looked up that chick and that's not her.
Well, who are you talking about? We can say it out loud.
Bridget
so.
Moynihan.
Okay. Was she on Gossip Girl? I don't think she was on
know. I
Gossip
never
Girl.
watched
Only
Gossip
person I know
Girl.
from Gossip Girl is Blake Lively.
Okay.
And who's
Who was
the
in
one?
Amber Tamblyn was in that.
Yeah, I think she was in Traveling Pants, but she's not on Gossip Girl.
No.
Who's the one that Andy Samberg says farts a lot?
Leighton Meester.
Leighton Meester. There you go.
That's amazing.
That's an interesting factoid.
I remember that.
Andy Samberg would know, I guess.
I think it was the Independent Spirit Awards or something a couple of years ago, and
It was a long time ago.
yeah, he said Leighton Meester farts a lot. So.
Leighton Feaster marks a lot.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's see. The only other.
that's
Okay,
all right. That's
I just said the one's name. What's her name?
Which one?
The blonde one I just said.
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
I don't think she wasn't in Sisterhood.
I don't know. Who else is on
I don't know who's on Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl? Shoot. Who else? Is there anybody else on that TV show that we can think of? I know those names like Blair Waldorf or something, and Serena something Vander Schultz, or I don't know. That's probably from Clue or something. Who you want to go with? So we don't.
Do you mean Clueless?
Yeah, I was
Clue
just
is Mrs. White.
Exactly, I know. Yes.
You're very familiar with Clue.
I am,
Yeah,
yes.
that's... I'm not.
Go with Leighton Meester?
Yeah, that's fine.
That would be more likely. Okay.
I don't know.
So we will lock in with Leighton Meester.
The farting Leighton Meester?
Yes, the farting Leighton. The flatulent.
That's her British name.
Yes. It's her title.
Leighton Meester, the flatulent.
The flatulent. The honorable flatulence of Leighton Meester.
Carmela, you sounded confident.
It's because I'm familiar with the person. I've actually never seen Gossip Girl, but I know enough about it to know who's in it. I don't know how much this person farts. I'd have to ask Ryan Reynolds, who's her husband.
Oh,
it's Blake Lively.
Correct answer is Blake Lively.
Damn it.
Well done, Carmela.
Thanks.
That was a good get. I intentionally did not mention Mr. Ryan Reynolds in the question.
Yes.
That is the end of the first round. Before we go on to the start of the second round, I want to bring you this message from Ryan Buds.
What it be, trivia players from around the world? It's your friend Ryan Buds, host of the Trivia with Buds podcast, a daily dose of pop culture trivia on just about anything you can think of. There are almost 800 episodes to listen to, so the show is great for road trips, commutes, and workouts. You'll love recent episodes on The Mandalorian, sitcom weddings, The Princess Bride, Gem and the Holograms, and wrestling entrance songs, just to name a few. Subscribe to never miss an episode, and also watch the show daily on YouTube at youtube.com/trivia with Buds. Cheers.
All right, round two, question one. Your category is, that's one tough dude. Literally meaning shaded in French. What is the word for blending from one color hue to another in hair coloring and nail art?
I know this one too.
I don't know anything about this one, so this is all you.
Okay, so we're gonna log in.
All right.
Is this the thing you always talk about?
Yes.
Where it goes from like light to dark?
Dark to light.
Dark to light. What the heck's it called?
I can't think of it. I hate it.
It's called, it's the one you always say, hasn't that died yet? We don't make fun of this, but it was a trend for like a while in the 90s.
That's what I have written down here. That stupid trend is what I have written down here.
Oh, okay.
All I can think of is chambord and chartreuse. Are the only two words that come to mind. I don't know why. Charcuterie? No.
No, that's a big board full of meat.
Meat? No, I don't want that.
Some kind of nail art.
Oh my goodness! Exactly. Could you get the pepperoni nails today, please? That'd be beautiful.
Ooh, we're doing that right now.
Oh, I'm gonna kick myself for this. What is okay? Brainstorm. Come up with some words that you think.
It's like ombre.
Ombre. That's the word.
Ombre.
Yes.
Let's go with ombre.
Yes.
Ugh, that was
You
painful.
locking in with that?
Yes.
All right.
Ombre is what we're locking in with.
Yes.
Carmela and Joe?
So, fun fact about Carmela is I used to do a lot of nail art on myself, and I amassed a ridiculous collection of nail polish. And I still have it. I have like 500 bottles of nail polish. It's ridiculous. But I used to do all this stuff to my nails, and something that I did very often with a makeup sponge and a couple colors was an ombre.
Do you guys remember what the category name was?
One tough dude.
That's one tough dude. The answer is ombre.
Oh, good.
Ixnay on the ombre.
Nobody
Which ties into my
picks up
I
on
like
that.
I can't believe that.
Oh, it was right there.
No, I got it. I just didn't need it.
No, you didn't need it. Oh man, I enjoyed that
I've
question.
never seen it on the nails.
Yeah, so I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was complimenting her nails. She said, "Yeah, this is just an ombre," and I'm like, "What the hell's an ombre? What does that mean?" She told me what it meant. I'm like, "Well, I'm writing that question." All right, your last category in the second round is Mississippi Men. Mississippi Men. Medgar Evers was posthumously awarded what prestigious award by the NAACP after his assassination in 1963 for his civil rights work in Mississippi?
I believe this is the patented jar of nothing right here.
Yeah.
And that would be what I'm reaching for. Can we pass? I'm just kidding.
You can. It's
No, I'm
worth
joking.
0 points.
Exactly. I've got Jonathan handwriting, so I'm going to have to clarify that for a little bit.
Don't flatter yourself.
Might be worse, actually.
For what it's worth, that's real Jonathan handwriting.
Oh, yours is way better than mine.
Oh, you're crazy.
Dang it. I can almost read yours.
Better than I can.
Me too.
Do you have any other ideas?
Not a Not a clue.
I don't know why. This one's just not, like, sometimes I can think through something and something comes to mind. That's the only thing that comes to my mind.
I was trying to think of an award.
Yes, exactly. Do you want to lock in with that since we
Yeah,
have
that's
nothing
fine.
else
I
to
got
go
nothing.
with?
Yeah.
All right. We are locked in with a most likely incorrect answer.
Yes.
All right, Joe and Carmela.
So I'm very sad to say that I don't know any NAACP awards.
So there's only one that I know of, and I just read about it recently because it's Black History Month, and I try to stay up to date on what's going on. I think it's named after someone who was early on in the NAACP, and it's called, I believe, the Spring Arn Medal, ARN.
Spring Arn?
Spring Arn.
That's better than anything I got.
Look at that.
Yeah. It's mostly in focus.
We saw a blurry spring.
I don't have your fancy stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah, that's going to be better than anything I got. So, Spring Arn.
That's as good as I'm getting.
It sounds like a much better answer than ours, just for the record. I went with an NAACP Image Award because I think that's what their awards are called, but I think that's just a generic name for their awards. So we went with the
BET
Image
Awards.
Award. Is it the BET Awards?
Isn't
Okay.
it the BT Image Awards?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Obviously, it's an incorrect answer.
It is an incorrect answer. The correct answer is the Spring Arn Medal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, Joe.
Never heard of that.
Holy Joe.
Wow.
Spring Arn Medal. Great job. Yeah, Evers' assassination led to a national outrage that increased support for the legislation that we've come to know as the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
So the Mosh here downtown, there's an exhibit that I saw last weekend, and it is from the Equal Justice Initiative. So it's the history of lynching in our area and throughout the South. And it's a very good exhibit. It's a very harrowing exhibit. A couple years ago, they had one on the Holocaust that was also very harrowing. But it's interesting. It's good information, and it's something to think about. So if you're, interested in the Mosh, go see it.
There you go. At the end of the second round, score is 60-40. Carmela and Joe have taken a lead. Round 3, question 1. The category is, I got 99 problems. Lucky and Rolly are characters in what 1961 movie that was released from the vault to be re-released in theaters in 1969, 1979, 1985, and again in 1991?
Yes. Okay. We have compared notes over here, and we are locked in.
All right, Joe and Carmela.
Carmela, how do you feel about 101 Dalmatians? I think Rolly is the fat little Dalmatian puppy.
You're right. Lucky and Rolly. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we're going to go with that, 101 Dalmatians.
Justin and Emily.
Yes,
Yep,
Emily came up with this one.
Dalmatians.
She immediately wrote down 101 Dalmatians. I assume either knowing the answer or the 99 problems was a helpful
Yeah, that does
hint.
help. It's also
Yes.
the vault, so that
Yeah,
means
the
total
vault
Disney.
was Disney,
That's
but
Disney
I was
for
like,
sure.
oh,
Exactly. Yes.
gotta be
So we also went with 101 Dalmatians.
You guys picked up all the clues. It is 101 Dalmatians. Yes, and Pongo wrote that category name.
Exactly. Got 99 problems and a is one.
No, ain't. He likes his wife. That's not the problem.
Acceptable name for a dog.
Yeah, but it is technically, it's technically correct, Joe, which is the best kind of
They're
correct.
Dalmatian. Yes, that's correct.
All right, now, round 3, category 2 is words. Your question is, what word from the Latin for little book or booklet is used to describe the text of an extended musical work like an opera, cantata, or musical?
I'm looking at Emily for the answer.
Okay.
That's as much as I have written down as well. I went to a public school, but I took 4 years of Latin only because she was the coolest teacher and we could talk her into any field trip known to man as long as we could somehow tie it to Latin class. And we could tie a lot of things to Latin class.
Everything.
But unfortunately, that meant we didn't
Roman
actually...
numerals. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. We did not actually ever learn any Latin, unfortunately, for this question's sake. Killing me today, Jonathan. Dang it.
You know how I love opera.
Here. I know. Fun fact about Emily, she used to be an operatic singer
No.
All right. We have not much to go on this one. Well, we probably have a lot to go on.
Sure.
It's our best
Just
bet
made up
without
the word.
dragging this out any longer. Okay, so we will lock in. Let me write it down real quick. All right. We are locked in with, once again, a very tenuous answer.
I'm trying to get to it from like the Latin going back.
Yeah.
I mean, Spanish like book is libro. I think in Latin it's liber or liber. But that's all I got. So I got nothing other than that. I don't know what the diminutive for it would be.
The only way I've ever heard it referred to for a musical is the book. Yeah. This person wrote the book for it. Folio came to mind, but I don't know if that would fit. But I got nothing.
Librini, I don't know, Little Library. I got nothing really good.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is Folio, and I don't know. It's probably not right, but it's something.
It's better than nothing.
All
Let's
right.
go for it.
Folio.
Emily and Justin.
We locked in with a different word, but as Joe talked his way through it, I think I might have come up with the answer. We locked in with an answer, which
Don't even say it. It's stupid.
I believe it's from a Flight of the Conchords song, right? Doesn't he mention it in, we locked in with bibliothèque.
Yeah, because you said biblio was the
Spanish library.
Yes. But after Joe talked through it, I wrote down the word
Latin.
libretto, which I feel
that
like
makes sense.
might be an actual answer, but unfortunately not one I came up with on my own accord.
Joe said Latin for book was libre, little book, libretto.
Yeah.
I blame you, Justin.
That
it.
makes way
4
more
years of
sense.
Latin
Dang
down the
it.
toilet.
I went biblio. I didn't. As soon as he went libra, I was like, oh, damn it.
Oh, well.
C'est la vie. That's not Latin.
No, it's not.
No, it's a song by Bewitched.
Nice. Great reference.
Also, some guy with long hair.
Uh-oh.
Can't remember.
Rob
Robbie
Seeger.
something. Robbie something.
C'est la vie, say the old folks.
C'est la vie.
Oh, no, that's different.
Yeah.
Robbie something.
Robbie Robertson?
Coltrane?
No, that's... Yeah, Robbie Robertson?
think
Yeah,
so.
no, he's the dude from the band. I think.
Whatever.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Sidebar. Let's let Jonathan take the show back over again. Sorry.
No problem.
We're just arguing over here.
Oddly enough, round 3, question 3, category is unwelcome guests.
Jonathan.
Fine.
How ironic.
Don't
I'm
be rude.
literally not joking right now.
Fine.
Okay, question. Emperor Maximilian was named emperor of the Second Mexican Empire by what European country, who was still operating in Mexico after an 1861 invasion?
This is not our round.
Okay, if you got nothing, you know I got nothing on this.
We are locked in now, yes. Sorry
All
for
right.
the long delay.
No, you're good.
worries. Listen, that's part of the process.
Yeah, it's true. You did not. We've taken longer.
Unlike
No
a bar
doubt.
band, we can't play like a 30 or a 3-minute song, but you didn't take much longer than that.
No.
Nice.
So, Joe, there's a show I listen to called Noble Blood, and they recently did an episode about Maximilian.
Oh, did they really?
They did.
I'm aware of them. I'm aware of the show, but I don't.
It's a good show. I like it a lot.
It's in my queue. Apparently, I should have listened to it already.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He was like an archduke or something, and then they decided to make him, they convinced him to go over and take over Mexico, and it was one of the Napoleons. So this is France.
I agree. I'm pretty sure 1861 was the start of the Second Franco-Mexican War. So, yeah, I was France on the mind, too.
Yep. So France.
Emily and Justin?
All right. We were over here struggling through every piece of history we could put to that. And the only thing that finally came to mind, a little tiny spark, was that I know in the past we've learned that Cinco de Mayo involves Mexico's freedom from France, I believe. So that was what we locked in with, was France as well.
That was a good job getting that. Correct answer is France.
True.
I do
And
recommend
it is
Noble
related
Blood.
to that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I was sweating bullets over here for a minute. And I was
Cinco
like,
de
okay.
Mayo is related to that period. So France invaded with Spain and Great Britain in 1861, but they decided not to leave when the others did after meeting their original objectives. So they all invaded for a very specific purpose. That purpose was accomplished, and the other two countries left. And France is like, Kind of nice
While we're here.
Those beaches.
Put down some roots.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
We love
they
tacos.
basically abandoned Maximilian and his wife to their fate in Mexico.
I think it was Diego Juarez was the elected president at the time, and they regained power, and he definitely got the shaft.
Maximilian died by firing squad, and his wife ended up spending she lived 50 years after he died, and was just she went nuts. She went insane.
I said the name right. It's Benito Juarez, not Diego. Sorry.
But yes, I do recommend Noble Blood. It's a good show. It's about a half an hour long each time, and it's good stories. So, and she literally it was less than a month ago that she did this Maximilian episode.
Is he followed by his brother Maximilian?
Son.
Son. Okay. Sorry.
Junior.
He inherited the wealth and multiplied it.
So I
Compound interest.
Exactly.
I probably put that note down when I was listening to the Mexican Revolution series on Revolutions.
That makes sense.
Because he does precursor stuff, and that would have been interesting to me. All right, we're going into the midpoint. Your category is literature.
Is it Emily Dickinson?
That was weak, Joe.
Literature.
Is it?
It is not Emily Dickinson. It's actually sci-fi fantasy.
Oh.
I'm going to name a trio of stories or novels from given authors, and you need to tell me the name of the authors. So I'm going to give you 4 sets of 3 books or stories each. You are trying to name the author. Here we go. The first set is Ringworld, The Mote in God's Eye, and Lucifer's Hammer. That's Ringworld, The Mote in God's Eye, and Lucifer's Hammer. The second set, Dragons of Autumn Twilight, Test of the Twins, and Forging the Dark Sword. That is Dragons of Autumn Twilight, Test of the Twins, and Forging the Dark Sword. The third set, Starship Troopers, The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, Stranger in a Strange Land. That's Starship Troopers, The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, and Stranger in a Strange Land. And last but not least, Dragonflight, The Skies of Pern, The Ship Who Sang. That's Dragonflight, The Skies of Pern, and The Ship Who Sang. These are worth 5 points each.
That's the same look I'm giving you, Emily.
I've heard of one of them.
You've heard of one of them?
I've heard of one of them.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, that doesn't help.
No, I didn't say I was going to help.
You know who would know all these? Waco. I know one set, so we got one at least.
I'm feeling pretty decent on these, so I read a lot of sci-fi and fantasy.
Wow. I used to like you, Joe.
No, some of these books I know. I'm just trying to remember who did them. These are all old school.
Not all, but
Most
some
of them.
A lot of writers' most popular works are their early stuff.
Yeah.
This is like as far outside of our area of expertise as humanly possible. I hate to say that.
I'm not even going to guess because I would sound stupider taking a guess. Like just making up names.
I do know at least 1 or 2 of these titles. However, I could not put a name.
I need a beer.
I've got beer in the fridge if you want one. There's a Corona. There's some red. Actually, I don't know what I have in the beer.
Oh, no.
I have a lot of liquor though.
He's got Crown down there.
The bar is
I heard
at
that.
in the back.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. We have locked in some answer-like things. We have locked in.
Outstanding.
So, yes.
Outstanding it is now.
Okay. Now make us
Joe,
educate us and school us, please, Carmela and Joe.
So the only one I know for sure, the name is the third one, Robert Heinlein.
Yep. I had Heinlein as well. The Skies of Pern is Anne McCaffrey.
Okay.
For sure. I've read Lucifer's Hammer. I'm pretty certain that was Larry Niven.
Niven, okay. I mean, because I'm aware of Ringworld and Mote in God's Eye. I've never read either one of them. So Niven sounds good to me. What about Dragons of Autumn?
So I'm So Forging the Dark Sword, I have read that it was a series, but the problem is I'm pretty sure the series was written by 2 people.
Oh, no.
And I'm not sure which one is going to be the right answer for all
Just
3.
For clarification, on that question, the author would be whatever is on the cover. So if it was 5 people, you would name all 5.
Okay. Then in that case, I have an answer.
Okay.
It was Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weiss, I believe.
Okay. So Niven, Hickman, and
Niven.
Weiss.
Yep.
Heinlein.
And McCaffrey.
All right. That's what we got. McCaffrey does sound pretty familiar. I haven't read The Skies of Pern, but I have heard it. So
Emily and Justin.
Never heard of any of those.
Let the bloodbath begin.
Welcome.
If I would have thought of Heinlein's name, I know of him. I can't tell you his works, but we went with the safe bet of locking in Isaac Asimov for all 4.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's
praying
not bad.
he might be one of them.
I almost put Asimov in here.
Obviously, we did not do the right thing, but it was the best we could come up with because that was a little outside of our. Damn it!
All right, Ringworld, The Moat in God's Eye, and Lucifer's Hammer was Larry Niven. Dragons of Autumn Twilight, Test of the Twins, and Forging the Dark Sword. This is the Dragonlance series, and the authors of the first 6 books in the series, and then a whole set of later books, Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. Starship Troopers, The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, and Stranger in a Strange Land were all Robert Heinlein. And Dragonflight, The Skies of Pern, and The Ship Who Sang. If you put together Dragon and Pern, the Dragon Riders of Pern series is Anne McCaffrey. Joe, you got all 4, brother.
Nice job,
That
Joe.
was good.
Holy moly.
Wow.
That was impressive.
I read way
join
too
our
much
team.
sci-fi.
Apparently just enough. And we do not read enough.
Can we trade the warm it up, Chris, for
Man,
the halftime?
that was a big round. After the midpoint, it is 100-60. Joe and Carmela have really extended their lead. All right, that is the end of the first half. Before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by Audible. Now, I think we all know what Audible is. Audible is the world's leading provider of audiobooks. When you sign up for Audible, you get access to thousands and thousands of audiobooks. You also get awesome exclusive content like daily news digest from the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and the Washington Post. You're already a podcast listener. Audible is just an extension of that. It's another source for quality audio content. You can download titles, you can listen offline anytime, anywhere, across any of your devices, and it will pick up right where you left off, no matter what device you're using. I think one of my favorite things that I've listened to on Audible was The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. I was on a long road trip, and I listened to the whole thing, and it was really fantastic. I think that you guys know I'm a pretty open person, and I pay attention to things by Brené Brown and other writers like her because they help me to kind of break past myself. They help me to stop focusing so much on my thing and my problems and what people will think of me, and help me to focus on more what I can do for other people, and the realization that so many other people have the same problems I have or the same experiences that I do, and it's only shame or this feeling that I'll be an outcast if I talk about them. And things like The Power of Vulnerability that I listened to on Audible helped me to kind of break through that, and I give it a lot of credit. I think it's a fantastic thing. I would highly recommend listening to it. And you can do that. You can start a free trial with Audible right now. You'll need to visit audible.com/TWA or text TWA to 500-500 to get started. That's right. You visit audible.com/TWA or text TWA to 500-500, and you can get started with your Audible trial. And you'll have access to all of the awesome Audible originals. Audible.com/TWA or text TWA to 500-500. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game. Round 4, question 1. Your category is touring the region. The modern nation of Greece is bordered by 4 countries to the north and east. You only have to name one, but You can earn 1 additional bonus point for each additional country bordering Greece that you can name. So I want you to name at least 1 country bordering Greece. There are 4 possible answers. You'll get 1 extra credit point for each one you can name.
Got to get into the right part of the world here. I'm going to draw one of my infamous, absolutely terrible maps.
I've recently been to Mexico, if that helps, guys.
Did you visit the biblioteca?
Yeah.
The first thing I said, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
He took Leighton Meester, but they kicked him out.
All the Mexican guys are like, this is Tijuana. We speak English here, dude.
Why does your girlfriend keep flirting? God.
What are you looking at?
It's like I play an app on my phone, which is a world map quiz.
Oh,
and I've been working my way through Africa and through South America, and I've pretty much got for the most part, every African capital and African country worked out, and I've been shying away from Europe for a while because there's just so dang many of them. And I sure wish I'd have played that one more than the Africa one.
I mean, according to the musical, you should have known that Greece is the word.
Exactly. And we just saw Greece live
a
couple weeks ago at Daly's Place. Yes. Okay. We will lock in with a couple of answers.
You're giving 4 answers your total is 4 answers, but you'll have to say which one is your official answer and then which one are your 3 bonus answers.
Okay. All right. You always say that your IQ goes down like 15 points once you sit in this chair, and I think it's like 150 points. Of course, that's giving myself credit that I'm at 150, so I'm like a negative 62 now at this point. So,
wow.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see, main answer, and to stop dragging the pain out, I'll lock in with these other 3 as my backup answer. My main answer I've got locked in. Okay.
All right. Joe and Carmela.
Okay, so I wrote out some of these, Carmela, and I can... So I think Greece borders Turkey to the east, and I think Albania is like the northwestern border.
Okay.
And then I'm not entirely certain. There's I'm not sure if it's Kosovo. There's something in the middle, and there's another one kind of north of Turkey and.
Well, there's a Macedonia still.
That could be it.
Yeah, because that's the only one I wrote down.
And I think the other one is Bulgaria.
Okay.
But that would not be my lock-in. I know for a fact Turkey's right.
Yeah, Turkey would be the locked-in one, definitely. And then Albania, you want to throw in Macedonia?
Yeah, Macedonia and Bulgaria?
Yeah, so that's going to be it. So Turkey for the main, and then Albania, Macedonia, and Bulgaria.
Justin and Emily.
Okay, I struggled this one. And after I looked at his map, which is much better than mine, just for the record, Joe...
Justin's looks like a pair of pants.
Yes, mine is a pair of pants.
They did travel.
Yes.
They have an Adriatic crotch.
Yes, exactly.
Geography jokes. You know that's why you came.
They mean the world to me. Okay, anyway.
Oh, no.
So we locked in. The only thing I could picture over there is... I think I went too far to the north and too far to the west, but my locked-in answer was Slovenia. I knew Italy didn't go over that direction. I just couldn't picture it for some reason, so I wrote Slovenia, Italy, Belarus, and Turkey, but Slovenia was my main locked-in answer. And the geography pros will laugh at me and throw tomatoes at me through the radio or through your podcast device.
They have infamously weak arms. It's fine.
Very good, very good. Whew. I got a strong face, so that's good.
You said Slovenia,
Italy, Belarus, Turkey.
Okay. Your correct answers: Albania, Republic of Macedonia, Bulgaria, and Turkey.
Yes!
Nice.
Tell you what.
I want to apologize to everyone of Macedonian descent for referring to their country as that little thing in the middle.
13 points over here, 1 point over here. Question 2 in round 4. I can't fit more clues into a question. That is your category.
Try harder.
This is full of them. Here you go. Known as the Great Commoner, what prosecutor in the Scopes monkey trial, perhaps best known for the speech delivered in the Democratic National Convention in 1896 where he stated, "You shall not crucify mankind upon a cross of gold," went on to lose the U.S. presidential election in 1896 1900, and 1908.
I can lock in on this one if you want, Carmela, and let them talk it out.
Yeah, if you want to, because I know it. My
Okay.
junior year history teacher talked about this guy all the time, but I can't think of his name. Go ahead and oh no, I do know it. Go ahead and lock it in.
Okay.
It just came to me.
Gotcha.
What's funny to me is as I kept reading more and more of the clues, you just kept sinking further and further. You're like, oh my God, everything he's saying, I know.
I'm like, he lost the presidential race 3 times. Who is he? Before you got to that part.
So, Joe, you're locked in?
I'm locked in.
All right, Justin and Emily.
I got so excited when you said Scopes Monkey Trial because I know the attorney involved in the Scopes Monkey Trial.
There are 2.
But not the prosecuting attorney.
I had to watch, what was it? Something in the Wind?
Inherit the Wind, yes.
Yeah, I had to watch that in my history class.
We saw that performed live at our small Amelia Community Theater a couple of years ago, and I feel like the character's name was in that play that we saw. Now, if I could just remember it, that'd be really helpful. 1896. Okay, well, 1900, definitely Teddy Roosevelt. Oh, that should be the election that I know who lost. Okay, so this was obviously quite a bit before he was practicing, or well, he might have been practicing law, but the Scopes Monkey Trial wasn't until 1923 or so. So this would have been early in his career. Emily's looking at me like, don't ask me a president's question.
Yip-yapping away.
Do you remember the Inherit the Wind at all?
Not a single thing. I don't even remember seeing it.
All those people we know that were in it are going to be so happy that we...
Leighton Meester was in it.
Yes.
She was. Very distracting.
The source of the wind.
Yeah.
The source.
Her acting stunk, though. Sorry.
Poor Leighton.
The sequel, Breaking the Wind.
Yep.
That joke told itself. Damn it. How'd you beat me to the punch, Jonathan? Okay. I tell you what, I feel like an absolute dummy today. My brain is just not working.
I'll tell you what, it is not.
And this is going to be one. Halftime, I was not sad or didn't feel bad about myself. This one, when I hear the answer, if I don't come up with it, I'm going to just stab myself in the eye with this pen.
Ow.
That's a nice pen. I don't need you ruining it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Just
I'll
don't
use this
click
other
the pen
This
when you
other
do it,
pen's
please.
not as nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. You can use that one.
It
Let's
works
see here.
sometimes.
This is an incorrect answer, but I will lock it in. Okay.
I bet I know what you wrote down. But you guys are talking, so what's your answer?
Okay. We locked in with a incorrect answer.
I don't even know.
This would be called Justin's Folly, otherwise known as Seward.
Okay, Seward. I thought you were going to go with Clarence Darrow.
Yeah, that was that. Yes, that was the part of the
I knew that
question
part.
we knew exactly.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, Clarence Darrow was not the prosecutor.
You're
he was
right.
the defense.
Also
Joe,
for Leopold.
Carmela?
Joe, please tell me you wrote William Jennings Bryan.
Oh, no. Yeah, I wrote William Jennings Bryan.
Correct answer is William Jennings Bryan.
I promised not to actually stab my own eyeball out, but I'm not very happy with myself right now. Son of a gun.
All right. Round 4, question 3. Category is, I drank what? Coconut oil, MCT, which stands for medium chain triglyceride, and what additional ingredient are added to the coffee concoction known as bulletproof coffee?
We're going to lock it. We have an answer locked in.
All right.
And an answer I feel better about than my last one.
Cool. Joe and Carmela.
The only thing I can think of is like butter.
Yeah, that's what I thought of was butter. Because I remember I was like, that sounds just like greasy coffee. That doesn't sound appealing to me.
I mean, I do love me some butter, and I love coffee, so
And
might
I
as
like
well put it
coconut
together.
oil. But yeah, butter was the only thing I could think of. I'm like, don't they put butter in bulletproof coffee? That's just that's the creamer is the butter. So yeah,
I guess go butter.
We're gonna say butter.
Justin and Emily.
My aunt and uncle drink this almost every day. Yes, they're a little bit odd. And we also locked in with butter. And yes, the only thing bulletproof about that is what happens later, I think. Your toilet better be bulletproof.
Correct answer, grass-fed butter. Butter is correct. Good job.
For Like that, I thought you said grass. I'm like, what kind of coffee are they drinking?
I don't know. We're putting butter in coffee, so you never know.
How much
Is that
butter
Willie Nelson's
exactly?
grass coffee or somebody else's?
Oh,
How much butter do you
I'm in
put
California.
in that?
Here.
I don't know, but I believe it's more than you think.
Yeah, I've seen it made on
It's
like
not
YouTube
like a butter
videos.
pat. It's like a half a stick kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Imagine,
Really, all
like,
I can think of is just greasy coffee. That just doesn't sound
just
appealing
what
to
I
me.
need. Greasy
imagine
liquids.
a hot butter rum in coffee form.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of that round, Joe and Carmela are going ape right now. 133 to 71. And 71's not a bad score.
It's not a good
133 is impressive as all get out.
It's mostly Joe.
I knew I should have had my
Carmela.
bulletproof coffee.
It was like the last. This the last time we recorded too, Carmela. We have good the things I have no knowledge about. You just know offhand. It's great.
Round 5, question 1. Your category is video games. Audica, a new rhythm shooting game for virtual reality systems, is developed by what company? The same that developed the original Guitar Hero games from 2005 to 2007. Notice I said developed, not published. I'm looking for the developer.
A long silence. Emily just wrote the answer of "We suck." That was the.
Oh, no, that's not
Did
true.
you at least spell it like the Nintendo Wii?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
You missed your
Add
Just made her
opportunity.
feel worse.
Okay.
I don't think you suck. I just thought that'd be a good joke.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. Spot on. Okay.
That game would sell.
It's like you got some kind of a weird dossier on us and said, "What will they not have a clue on?" And
So far,
and
so good.
and you nailed it. Let's try the warm it up, Chris question again.
No.
All right.
At least I got part of that one right. I guess.
Yes, exactly. Okay, we have a
Terrible answer.
an answer that fulfills the qualifications of being an answer, but that's
about it.
All right.
Yes.
Do you got anything on this one, Carmela?
So the only name, it's funny. In the last game, I asked a question where the answer was Guitar Hero, and the only name I can remember associated with Guitar Hero was Activision, but I can't remember if they were the developer or the publisher. But that is literally the only name that's coming to mind when it comes to Guitar Hero.
The only thing I had written down, I remember playing Guitar Hero way back, and I thought Harmonix might have been a developer on it.
Oh, that's
but I'm
good.
I'm not sure if they're still around, and even if they are, given their name, I'm not sure if they do anything that isn't a musical-based game.
Well, the game he's talking about, the new one, is a rhythm-based game. So Harmonix, like I said, I'm not sure if Activision was the publisher, because EA published Rock Band, and I think it was an Activision versus EA thing.
Oh.
So Harmonix is probably better.
Yeah, it's the only thing I could think of just from playing it. I hadn't thought of Activision, and I kind of like Activision too, so it's a coin flip. It's just two things that,
I feel like Activision was the publisher because, like I said, I think it was an EA versus Activision thing because EA published Rock Band. So I think we should go with Harmonix and see what happens. Okay. So Harmonix.
Works for me.
All right. After hearing your logic, at least I don't feel quite as bad about my answer because
You didn't just make up a word?
I did not just make up a word. The only name or anything I could come up with associated with it was Activision.
Okay.
Which probably means you guys are right.
Activision versus Harmonix. Well, I can tell you that the publisher of Guitar Hero #1 is Red Octane.
Ooh.
The developer was Harmonix. Activision and EA weren't involved until a couple of games after.
Iterations,
The first one was indie.
You gave me hope for a second, John.
Yeah, no, I did that on purpose too.
We used to be friends.
I literally couldn't help myself.
That was
If you
great.
saw that
Thank
glint
you,
in my
Joe.
eye.
If there's drama to be had, I will pull it out.
Because he's a drama queen.
I am the drama king, thank you. I'm the king of all drama. All right. Your next question, round 5, question 2. Category is close, but no cigar. There are 2 correct answers. You have to give both of them. One is a tasty Middle Eastern dessert. The other is a garment made to cover the head and neck. What are they?
I know this, Joe.
Go for it.
So I'm locked in.
Okay.
Carmela's locked in. Justin and Emily.
Any ideas on this one, Emily? She just gives me looks. You have to talk with your mouth every now and then. That was your finger.
Oh, that's sorry. I was signing.
She let her fingers do the talking.
Yes. Is that the yellow pages? Oh, no.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. We have got a tasty Middle Eastern dessert. If there's a dessert, I'm usually aware of it. Okay, what a Middle Eastern dessert? You got, let's see, baklava. You got, think of desserts. So you name things that, you name the fashion thing, and Fat Boy over,
sound like
Fat Boy over here will name the desserts.
Covering your head and neck. That's like a hat and a scarf. Those are two different things.
All right, a Middle Eastern dessert. Let's think of that. God, only thing I can't get the word baklava out of my head, but that's Greek, right? Or is that? Yeah, I think that's Greek. Middle Eastern. Okay, what is the? I know there's This is going to make for terrible podcasting because we just sound like a couple of morons.
Great podcasting. You killing? Are you kidding? People are screaming at you.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
This is true.
Podcasting.
You're like, oh my goodness,
Joe's screaming.
How can you not know this? Exactly.
Like, I want you to get the answer, so I'm trying to like put it in your head.
Me and Carmela did team up for the food quiz, so
we did.
Yes. Oh, dang it. Garment to cover the head and neck. What is the? Okay, go from that angle. Is there anything you can think of that can cover the head and neck?
What do you think I'm doing over here?
Well, throw words out. Spitball.
We just don't know.
I have a head blockage today.
I'm going to be interested when you hear the answer if it is something you've heard of or not.
Okay.
I would assume that it was, but you never know.
Let's find out, shall we?
Okay, I'm going to lock in with a baklava and a head neck lava.
I like it.
I think they put those in race cars now.
Okay, that's. Oh, I knew that was something.
I honestly thought he was going with a snarf and a scarf.
Damn it! I should have gone with that. That would have been way better.
I like that.
But
Scarf and a scarf.
Based on the fact that was your answer, I'm betting you haven't actually heard of the right answer. Then, Joe and Carmela, what would you guys say?
It's baklava and a balaclava.
Yep. Baklava.
Don't look at me like I've heard of that.
Balaclava.
Son of a monkey's
answer.
uncle. I have heard that name, but I had no idea what it was, and it didn't
what
even.
Is it again?
I couldn't.
Have you ever seen a ski mask?
Balaclava.
Like a ski mask where only your eyes are visible?
Yes,
that's a balaclava.
Yeah,
balaclava.
Okay.
I've heard that word. I've just never known what it was.
I know that because the first time I ever saw the word balaclava, I was like, what the f*** are they wearing dessert on their head for?
I know. Did they misspell baklava?
I really love phyllo dough.
Hey, where else are you going to keep it? You might need some baklava.
Baklava is delicious. I wouldn't put it in my hair, though.
One on your head.
All right. Round 5, question 3. Your category is now that's a career. For most people, playing the role of Rowdy in 8 seasons of Rawhide would be a career highlight. For what actor and director who earned the Kennedy Center honors and multiple Academy Awards, it probably doesn't crack the top 10.
All right, we're locked in.
Yes, we are locked in.
Joe and Carmela.
I don't know this.
So Rawhide was a Western from the 50s, 60s, I think. Kind of the Gunsmoke Bonanza Rawhide era.
All right.
Don't really know a whole lot else.
I only know that.
No, I remember like my grandfather used to watch like Westerns when I was like younger, and like they always had like the black and white. So I had Bonanza, Gunsmoke, this. Clint Eastwood or John Wayne. Just pick like a Western guy.
Well, Clint Eastwood is a director. I mean, maybe. I mean that I got nothing, man.
It's just, for me, it's name a guy that was in Westerns and has done other things.
Yeah.
So it's just
that would be
Clint Eastwood.
That would be Clint Eastwood for me. So we're going to say Eastwood.
Emily?
Clint Eastwood.
Just when we thought we were going to make up some ground.
Nope. Correct answer is Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
I had no idea he did anything like that.
Oh, yeah. We just
he
asked
was a
this.
handsome young man.
When you see him from that, it's almost unbelievable. It's like, that's Clint Eastwood?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That
is
Clint Eastwood.
Dang it. Dang you, Joe.
Just going,
no, he's good, man. They're
going
good.
into the 6th round, they've only missed one question.
Wow.
And they got all 3 bonus points possible. It's 163 to 81. It's currently a lockout, and they have 81 points. This is ridiculous.
That is crazy.
All right, going in round 6, your first category is food.
We got a shot, Joe.
How many O's was that?
Baklava.
It was
Baklava.
1, 2, 3, 4,
It's not
5,
baklava.
6, 7 O's in food.
I only wrote
Just-
6. I'm sorry.
Just
I
for the
put
record, I put
6.
7.
Nice.
I put 6. I dropped an O.
All right, here we go. Ignacio Anaya Garcia is the Mexican maitre d' and restaurateur who is credited as the creator of what dish whose name is derived from his own?
I can lock into this if you want.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on the same page, so go ahead and lock it in.
Okay.
And also, you have proximity.
All right, you grew up in El Paso.
Don't give me that.
She's like hot sauce.
Exactly.
New York City.
Europe. Okay, we have Ignacio Anaya
and
Garcia. Somewhere in that name is the answer to this question. Ignacio Anaya. Okay, Anaya. Anaya feels like it's going to be where the answer is, in my opinion.
Well, I doubt it's Garcia.
Yes, exactly. Okay, Ignacio Anaya. What is... Okay, we're obviously looking for some sort of a Hispanic or Latin food.
How about Mexican?
Yes.
Thank
Well,
you.
that would be... Yes,
Seeing as he's a
exactly.
Mexican maitre d' and
Yes. Yeah,
restaurateur.
she did say Mexican. Okay, so...
Just saying. Well, apparently everybody else knows it, so we're just dumb.
Hey, we know the things we know.
We don't know this.
We don't know the things we don't know. It's okay. Just trying to think of a menu. Like what's on a menu item?
Enchiladas.
Chili relleno.
Chimichangas.
Chimichangas. Burrito. Taco. Empanada. Empanada, no. What about, what are the little tiny, like, taquitos?
I think that's a word we made up.
Garcia, yeah, exactly.
Real
Probably.
food.
Yeah, I think it's Americanized.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Maybe a little Tex-Mex.
Little
Yes, exactly. Sopes. What's the ones you like that you used to get at JJ's? Gorditas.
Gorditas, yes. Oh,
Ignacio Anaya Garcia. Oh, what are we missing?
that's the closest thing.
Yeah, I guess.
You're talking out loud.
Yeah, we're talking out loud.
I know.
Yeah, we got
I
it.
know, but I don't
So
want to
you
sound
can do-
dumber than I already
No.
look. Ignacio Anaya. That sounds like enchilada to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
Kinda
sounds like
I'm not
something-
going to play
yeah.
word games over here.
Okay.
I
Then
don't
we'll
want to play mixy matchies.
we'll go with that for lack of
Yeah,
a better
whatever.
answer, and we will lock in with enchilada.
Which I could use some right now.
All right.
I'm starving.
Joe and Carmela.
All right.
Enchiladas sound good, but so does this other thing that I think it is.
Following the time-honored tradition of start with a carb and slather it in cheese and you can't go wrong, I believe he invented the nachos.
Yeah, so it's coming from the Ignacio
Okay.
part of the name.
I would have never come up with that.
How did we not go nachos?
No, because it doesn't.
The common nickname for Ignacio is, in fact, nacho.
It was not his cheese. Nacho cheese.
Little
Correct
known
answer
fact,
is nachos.
Taquitos were invented by Dr. William Taquito. He's from Wyoming. Has nothing to do with Mexico.
Very nice.
Shout
out to Billy Taquito.
Is that a joke or is that? Oh,
No, yeah, I completely just made that up.
okay,
Sorry.
thank you. I was sitting here thinking, no, I'm pretty sure that's a joke, but he said it really
It sounded
well.
pretty factual. It sounded, yes.
So,
Joe's very
Taquitos
dry.
of
I don't know if
Wyoming.
you ever noticed that before.
well, yeah, but
I like it.
the audience needs to know.
I really just want to make it into Jeffrey's trivia notebook. Like what? Dr. William Taquito.
Someday Jeffrey's on Jeopardy, like Wyoming. Taquitos were invented in Wyoming.
I will never not think that. Just for the record, that
Oh,
will
that's a
be
good
that's in my brain forever at this moment now.
All right, your second category in round 6 is science.
Science.
William Röntgen earned the first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1901 for his discovery of what invisible phenomenon that was originally named after him?
Yes, we are locked in.
Joe and Carmela.
Electromagnetism.
The Röntgen was is a measure of radiation, I think.
Okay.
So something to do with that. Yeah, I mean I'm.
Invisible phenomenon.
Could it be X-rays? Invisible, visible?
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, X-rays are pretty old.
Yeah, the only thing I know, like they measured originally, they were measuring like radiation in Roentgens or however that works.
Yeah.
So X-rays kind of fits in the visible invisible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. X-rays.
X-rays.
Justin and Emily.
every damn time, Joe.
You're not wrong about every time. He's gotten everything but one.
And Carmela, too. She's part of the... I didn't mean that in any way, shape, or form. The one I knew right off the bat. Yes, I think he I think they debuted at a World's Fair in like the 1880s, and I think they were used on Garfield after he was shot. And I believe he invented... not the cat. No, he was...
They found lasagna.
Yes, the lasagna. Yes, that is what
The
they found
lasagna.
inside. Just a big chunk of lasagna right in the middle of Garfield's stomach. And I think it was X-rays.
Yeah.
Originally known as Rontgen rays, we now know them as X-rays.
Z-rays. Your head Z-rayed.
Get your head Z-rayed.
I was really worried that somebody shot Garfield the cat.
Hey, they kill us
remember.
peanut
It was
anything
normal.
is possible.
Oh, no, not
As long as it was on a
Normal
Monday,
did
he
it.
wouldn't mind.
He ordered the hit from Abu Dhabi.
That cartoon went
All
dark.
right, now, guys, this question is of supreme importance.
Yes, it is.
If you get this right, they cannot lock you out. If you get it wrong and they get it right, they will have locked you out.
No pressure.
Actually, if you get it wrong, period, you are locked out. Here we go. Your category is geography for Ben. But Ben isn't here.
He's playing board games.
What national capital city of Antigua and Barbuda shares its name with the Northeastern University, whose basketball team is named the Red Storm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are locked in.
I don't know.
I got it from the college. I think the Red Storm is St. John's.
Okay.
So that's like 95%.
That works for me. I was thinking it's got to be a saint because it's in the Caribbean, and a lot of those areas are named like St. Lucia or stuff like that.
Drew Brees.
So, yeah, sure. St. John's.
He's a saint. Emily and Justin?
Once again, St. John's.
Yes, I only got it from the college side.
Yeah, I
I
figured
had no
that. I was
idea
going
on
to
the
ask, did you get it
capital.
from the capital or from the college? I figured
And
it was the
once
college.
again, Joe, we're no longer friends.
Correct answer is St. John's, but that was a huge get. Because going into the gauntlet, Justin and Emily have 101 and cannot be locked out. Joe and Carmela have 193. And I'm just going to put this out there. That wasn't a super easy quiz.
No.
Thank you.
Kudos.
Yes, you guys have done
Kudos.
amazing.
That was
Holy
a great
moly.
performance.
Wow.
All right, your category in the gauntlet. We'll never be royals. In your case, champions will definitely not bet zero.
That is accurate. We are locked in with our wager.
So our wager is locked in.
All right. Question 1. I don't care if it is decorated in the colors of purple, green, and gold. It can't be this kind of cake unless you find a little baby Jesus cooked inside.
Joe, I know this.
Yep, go for it.
All right, we're going to lock in.
We are also locked in.
Question 2. Sure, Romeo Must Die was pretty good, but the thing I most remember Aaliyah for is acting as the titular character in the movie adaptation of what Anne Rice novel?
Yeah, we're locked in.
All right, I'm locking on that one.
Has a very correct answer. Okay, we are locked in.
And last but not least, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1988. What Jack played 12 seasons for the Pittsburgh Steelers from 1971 to 1982 and is considered one of the best linebackers of all time?
You look nervous.
Deep in thought.
Well, good. Stay there.
This question's really frustrating me.
Me as well. I feel like I should know this one.
I feel like you should too. There. It's sports. You love sports. That's all you talk about.
Okay. Okay. Through some really
Oh,
asinine
goodness
logic,
gracious.
I think we have locked
That is
in
asinine.
an answer on...
Now we'll listen to them talk it out and get it right.
Exactly. And then we'll listen to you guys figure out the right answer for us. Okay. Go for it, guys.
We're going to lock in.
So, your first question. I asked you, I don't care if it is green, purple, and gold. It can't be this kind of cake unless you find a little baby Jesus cooked inside. Carmela and Joe, what did you say?
That would be a king cake.
King cake.
A little baby Jesus.
Emily and Justin.
King cake.
Yes,
And I love the way that question was worded. I
was
don't care if
fantastic.
it is.
You gotta find a
Gotta have
baby in it.
little baby
It
Jesus
just
in
seems like a choking hazard to
We're gonna
me.
have to
It's a Talladega Nights thing. Dear
Everyone-
Lord, baby Jesus.
Little baby Jesus.
Isn't it like whoever
People
finds the
been-
baby has to get the cake next
Yes, has to do. It's like, oh,
People
yes,
have
no.
Let's stick it back in the cake. Nope, there you go.
year? What is it, Joe?
People have been telling me I need to find Jesus for a long time. I just didn't know I had to go to New Orleans to do it.
Yeah. You'll find it there.
Doesn't seem like the spot for
It's
that.
like a cinnamon cake, I think.
Carrie makes them every year.
Yeah.
Yep, we have a friend that does it every year, and I've never even had a piece of it. She always brings it to trivia, but we don't.
We're
ever
afraid
get
of
any.
it.
Yeah, we're afraid of it.
Afraid to find the baby.
It's like a Kinder Egg surprise of cakes.
I don't want that.
Question 2, I asked for the thing that I most remember Aaliyah for, being the titular character in the movie adaptation of what Anne Rice novel? Justin and Emily, what did you say?
Now, I did see Romeo's Bleeding, and that was a good movie.
Yes, Emily came
I
up
don't know
with
if
this
I
one.
saw this one.
So
though.
I believe
Queen
she.
of the Damned? Question mark.
Yes. It has a really good soundtrack. I'm pretty sure, but yes, we went with Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned.
I had
okay.
the soundtrack to Romeo Must Die. But yeah, we also said Queen of the Damned.
Romeo's
Okay.
Bleeding is the one I was talking about. not
And the
Romeo Must
last
Die.
question, I asked you what Pittsburgh Steeler linebacker played from 1971 till 1982 and was inducted into the Hall of Fame until 1988. Carmela and Joe, what did you say?
Joe.
Jack Lambert. We went with Jack Lambert.
Jack Lambert, okay. Emily and Justin.
Well, I came up with the name, but I was pretty sure he was an actor. I think from either Starsky and Hutch or one of those shows back in the 70s, which was Jack Lord, which was the clue from We'll Never Be Royals. But then after he said Lambert, I think there's something Lord and Lambert, like a department store or something. So that sounds like a really good answer, but we went with Jack Lord.
All right. Well, I will remind you that the category name was Will Never Be Royals. It was not a category about royals. It was a category about cards. King, Queen, Jack.
Oh.
The Jack was their
There
royal.
was no hidden clue there.
Damn.
Jack, because they will never be royals. They are,
Damn
in
it.
fact, playing cards. Your correct answers: King Cake, Queen of the Damned, and Jack Ham. It was a super tricky question, and you're 100% right, Joe. Lambert started in 74 and was inducted in 1990.
Oh, super
They played
close.
together at the same time.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Wow, that was close.
I'm sorry I picked the wrong one.
Oh, it's fine.
It was vicious. Yes, I know.
Ouch.
The other two seemed a little bit easy. I wanted to make it challenging. So,
That was challenging.
nobody got it right.
No.
Justin and Emily, what did you wager?
We
What did I
figured
say?
our first time ever. Well, yes, but even at 0, we would have still been annihilated. So we wagered all of our points, 101.
It was a good bet.
Yes,
It's a good
I love
bet.
it.
that was our only chance, basically.
I agree. So you will finish with 0. Carmela and Joe, what did you wager?
Joe, what did we wager?
You wagered 0.
The same thing they finished with. With a score of 193-0, your winners, and one of the best performances I can remember seeing, Joe and Carmela are your winners.
They sure
Great
are.
job, guys.
Nope.
Holy moly.
Thank you. That was a blast.
There are not many teams that are going to beat that performance. So you put any
Joe
two
and I do
people in the
work well
room
together.
here. You put any two people in the room over here, and it's going to be hard to beat a 193.
That was like 92 Dream Team kind of style.
So
It's great gap filling. It's good trivia team.
it's impressive. All right, before we go, we like to let everybody do shout outs or promote causes that they care about. Joe, we'll start with you.
Awesome. I will go out and say, elections are coming up. Whatever you happen to agree with or not, whatever you believe in, it's important that we all become active in what we do believe in and, active in our communities. So if you feel strongly for something, go out, do work, and do your best to make the change happen and have it start with you.
Like it.
All right. Emily, your turn.
Let's see.
You are allowed
I
to
would have
promote
to-
your own company if you'd like.
Well, you do that. You do that.
You've got
I
much
guess-
better causes than us.
Well, I mean, just because we do have a population problem of cats. on the
Trying to
island. I'm
solve
sure
that
you
on
have
your
them in. I've had more than what I have now. Let's put it that way. And it was.
We used to have to take off our shoes to count.
That's true. So there's an organization called Cats Angels that helps. They will actually trap them, spay and neuter them, and re-release them, or you can adopt them from them. And there's always the Humane Society, which applies to pretty much every city, especially no-kill shelters like around here.
Yes.
National.
Spay and neuter and adopt, don't shop,
neuter
right?
And adopt. Adopt. Definitely adopt, don't shop. You can get a golden retriever at the pound. You don't have to buy one.
For $3,000. That's a personal issue in case you didn't notice.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yep. Animals. Save them.
We are animal lovers. I guess I will just say we are, once again, we're Trivia 30. We're up in the Fernandina Beach, Yulee, Florida area.
How do they search that if they want to find you on the web?
Just trivia30.com. That's our website, our Facebook page. Like I say, like the time, Beer 30, Trivia 30.
About Beer 30.
Yes, we love trivia. We're super excited to be part of the Trivia Warfare community. Been listening to you for a couple of years and just really, like, I guess that's the jitters. It's kind of like starstruck a little bit because I'm hanging out.
You're sitting next to Jonathan.
I know.
God.
And Carmela. I'm hanging out with these people. I've heard your voices for a long time,
true.
and it's really, really cool to hang out with you guys. Thank you so much for having us on.
Yes.
And yes.
We want to come back when they're not so good.
I don't blame you.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas.
Blame you. Like, you could have had
Sometimes
180 and still lost.
Exactly. No, I don't feel quite
I know.
as
I
bad.
don't feel as deflated as I did. Like,
It didn't really matter what you scored. Unless you were perfect, you weren't winning.
and we were not perfect.
Yeah.
Joe, when are you traveling next time? Just so we know when we're doing it.
Gonna go get some baklava and wear some baklavas.
Exactly.
All right, and before we go, I want to remind you guys that if you're going to Geek Bowl in Chicago in a week or two here, be sure to come on Thursday night to the extravaganza put on by Trivial Warfare and Triviality and Misinformation and all of our favorite trivia podcasts, as well as the Illuminati Facebook group. We are going to have a fantastic time. There will be games. There will be dancing. There will likely be neon glow sticks. There's going to be karaoke. There's going to be people that you hear in your ears all the time.
There's going to be me cowering in a corner.
Standing there, and there will be lots and lots of hugs. So, I hope to see you there. And that's going to wrap us up. So, for Joe, for Emily, for Justin and Carmela, my name is Jonathan, and this has been another episode of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
We got lucky. The food
You named
question
all
helped.
4 countries that border Greece.
Jiminy Christmas.
Jesus. I mean, I thought
cake.
I made the question to where you only had to get one because I figured that was hard enough. You got all 4. You're on fire. One note before we move to Justin. Emily, I'd like you to tilt your microphone up a little bit. The top of this thing should be around your nose. That way your mouth is right into the firing squad.
Until one day when Jonathan decides that even though you've held your face in the same spot for 4 years, that all of a sudden him not being able to see your nose bothers him.
Oh, no.
Move that thing down.
I was having a moment.
I'm literally doing nothing different. Yeah, it just bothers me today. I'm like, well, fine.
You happy now, Jonathan?
I've made worse requests.
It's true.
Carmela, we can't see your nose.
I can't see your face.
This pop guard's much bigger.
I can't feel your face. So
Yeah.
it's the weekend.
It's the weekend, exactly.
That was too
right.
much.
No, we had a cocaine joke, people.
Yeah.
It was a visual joke. It was an audio medium.
It wasn't for them.
Thanks, Jonathan. Messing the joke up.
Born to do that.
Baltimore Ravens.
You got kicked out of a donkey show for that.
Oh,
You know that's flatulence. Okay,
you're gross.
What is a donkey show?
Don't ask, man. Don't ask.
Google it at
Don't,
work, Jonathan. You'll be fine.
Yeah, don't Google it.
don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
I have no idea anything about this. It just struck me as being
Oh,
odd.
you sweet summer child.
Did you see Jeffrey posted a picture of the wild Mexican zebra?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you go into Tijuana, there's like they take donkeys and they paint them with white and black stripes, and then they go around charging you to take pictures of them.
The zonkies.
Yes, Emily grew up in El Paso, and she has seen some strange Mexican
Seen the
zonkey action.
zonkies.
Not the donkey show action, just the
No.
zonkies. Yes, yes.
I think that's worse.
It's like somehow it feels worse.
Oh, no.
The Zonky sounds like the name for a sleep award show.
I'd win that.
Just for the record.
I would not.
Yeah, so fun. Oddly enough, we have a guy at my company. He's a senior leader, and his name is Nacho. It's Nacho Fresco. Literally, Ignacio is his name, but he goes by Nacho Fresco.
I love that.
It's like, holy crap.
That is beautiful.
That's a
yes.
great
That's the
name.
name.
Yes.
Hey, Jonathan, just so you know, I just realized that that's Thor's hammer on your desk. I thought it was something different the entire time.
That's meow meow. It's not quite loud enough to be Mjolnir, so it's meow meow.
Sorry. It's a mythological hammer.
Yeah. Our good friend John Finn goes that.
Nice.
After we're done, I'll tell you what I thought it's been the entire time.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
It is quite phallic from your point of view.
Back to the donkey show.
Or bong style, but
Oh. Back to Willie's grass coffee.
I'm sure someone's made a bong out of that.
Yeah, exactly. You know it.
Oh, yeah. I can see it now. Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
All right.
The same
Yeah.
amount of nail polish.
Yeah, you guys might have like a nail polish
And I
off
don't
because
even pick my nails.
we just have nail
called
polish
turpentine.
everywhere. Yeah.
Nail polish off.
Yes.
That's acetone, actually.
Oh, acetone.
Acetone, yes, yes.
Turpentine works.
I mean, you could,
Take
but
your whole
I
finger.
wouldn't
Don't touch
recommend
your
it.
eyes.
So does hydrochloric acid, but I wouldn't recommend
any
it.
strong solvent, really.
Yeah,
All right.
acetone.
That was a really good job by y'all. It's apple crown.
Oh, yummy.
That's what they brought.
Mm-hmm.
They also brought me a bottle of Tito's and a sweater.
Oh, that's
It's very cute.
It took me a second for that to sink in. I thought you said a bottle of Tito's and a sweater, and I was like, that's a strange gift.
That's what I heard.
And then I was like, no, I think he said a bottle of Tito's in a sweater, which is weirdly
Very
enough
cute.
not as strange a gift as a bottle of Tito's and a sweater. Okay. Sorry.
like we heard you were cold in Florida.
Exactly.
Yeah, it got
you
cold
are.
yesterday. It was cold yesterday.
You don't want your vodka getting cold.